All right, this one's going to be a little different today. I'm out up in the mountains, getting ready for the hunt, and I'm out walking and not in my studio, so which is really just the office down in my room because, yes, I'm doing this redneck. Anyway, welcome to Dreams Don't Expire. This is just Janae. I want to talk about what I seen yesterday and what it made me think. So I was leaving my house and there's a snail and he's walking across my sidewalk, right? And there's a little trail left behind him. And I looked at that and immediately I thought, he's only leaving a mark because he got out of his shell. If he had not got out of his shell, he could not have left that mark. And I thought, that is all of us. If we do not get out of that protective shell, out of that comfort zone, we don't leave a mark. We have to be brave enough to stick our head out and get out of that shell. It is scary. And, you look at the snails, they spend most of their time in that shell. You don't see they're there until they move. And we all have a tendency, I think, to play small, to stay in that comfortable shell. But if nature can teach you anything, which to me, it does all the time, I learned so much of life lessons out here in nature. I am always looking at something in nature and going, ooh, this is how it applies to us. And for me, I immediately seen that snail as how it could apply to us and went, I am so grateful that I've gotten out of my shell. I have experienced so much more in this world because I've gotten out of my shell. And the things I would have missed, let me say that again, differently, because the things I did miss because I stayed in my comfortable shell, those were my survival years. I missed out on so much by not being willing to get out of my shell. And I don't want that for anybody else. I don't want you to look back and say 10 years, because that's about how long I was in survival. 10 years. I missed out on so much. And the things I did in absolute terror, hoping nobody would notice me. I may have had a few experiences in life, but they were not what they could have been. And they were not as many as there should have been, because that shell was so safe and protected that I didn't want to see what was outside of it. That snail was me a few years ago, right? It was me living a life nobody should live. It was me not living, is really what it was. I stayed hidden in that shell and left no mark. Luckily, I learned that not only am I available for more, am I capable of more, but I deserve more. Sorry, I'm just looking. I'm out here in nature, walking along a dirt road, and there is a cow eyeing me down, trying to decide who gets this area, me or him. And 90% of cows are not aggressive, but I still don't like being eyed down and just want to make sure he stays in his place. Oh, now there's two. Yes, so if there is a cow attack, at least it will be on video, right? Actually, I worry about more than cows. Cows aren't what I'm worried about out here. It's definitely, nature's beautiful. It's also dangerous, for many reasons. So I take precautions, which we should do in life anyway, right? You take precautions and you still get out and you live it, because life is never going to be 100% safe. And if you stay in that shell, you miss all of life. And is it really any safer? Because in that shell is depression, is I am not worthy, is I am not enough, is so many limiting things that it is not safer. Depression is not safer. Hatred is not safer. Self-loathing is not safer. If I am going to be unsafe, have moments of, where I need to be aware, let it be in nature. Let it be out here where I'm living my life to my fullest. I mean, if I am going to, heaven forbid, die, which we're all going to someday, let it be out where I'm loving my life, where I'm doing something that fulfills me. That Snell yesterday was living his life. And that's all I could really ever dream for all of us, is that we live our life to our fullest potential. We get as many wonderful experiences as possible out of living, and we find the joy in the little moments. There is so much joy to be had in the little moments. Last night, I came up here. My husband was already up here. Came up on the mountain, and we got out on our side-by-side, and we went looking for deer. Just wanting to see where they were, how many there were, how many had survived the winter, and oh my gosh, number one, seen like 49 deer, which was phenomenal. 7 were right behind our trailer playing around. But also the storm that was moving in across the mountains, the differences in the hills from last year, so much to enjoy and see. And if I'd stayed in my little shell and stayed home, I would have missed it all. I would have missed so much. Yesterday, there's beautiful birds up flying above me. Sorry. Yesterday, though, I had to choose. I had to choose to drive up the canyon by myself, which really is no big deal. There was a time it would have been, but it isn't now. I had to choose to leave the comfort of my home now, don't get me wrong. I definitely have a lot of creature comforts in my trailer, so I am not roughing it by any means. But, the store's not right down the road. If we break down, somebody's quite a ways away. There's just some extra things that you have to look at when you are dealing with nature. And, for some people, it's going to be uncomfortable. For me, this is where I realign myself. This is where life becomes the best version. This is where I commune with God, because you cannot be up here and think that there is not a creator, not some miraculous being who made all this splendor and all this beauty. Let me do really quick, see if I can show you what I'm walking into. I mean, could we get anything more beautiful? And it's blue sky. I got a hoodie on because it hasn't warmed up yet. It's kind of like the perfect day. And again, it required me getting out of my shell. So, this is short and sweet because it just is. But I just want to ask you, what are you going to do to get out of your shell today? You deserve to experience life to the fullest. You deserve to not miss out, to understand your value, your worth, and understand that shell, that bubble that you're staying in is not going to bring you true joy. It's not going to make a life well lived, It is going to get you by. It's going to keep you in survival. So my hope for you is that you choose to live a truly fulfilling life, to experience as much as possible, to get out of your shell and leave your mark. It is your time. Thank you for spending this time with me and for listening with an open heart and for choosing to invest in your growth today. If this episode spoke to you, I'd love for you to share it with someone who might need the reminder that their dreams still matter. Sometimes one conversation, one message, one moment of encouragement can change everything. And if you want to go deeper, my book, Rise, Believe, Become, was written for the in-between seasons, the moments when you know there's more for you, but you're still finding the courage to take the next step. You can find my book on Amazon, and remember, no matter what phase you're in, your dreams don't expire. Until next time, keep rising.